Hey everyone, it's today's video is going to be the beginning of a reading vlog slash reading challenge because the end of the year is approaching. I made you decide which ones you wanted to see the most between reading slash finishing series, because it was supposed to be one of my main challenges this year and I haven't been doing super well. I've worked on it second half of the year, but I think I'm still missing one book. I refuse to count, frankly, because it's stressing me out. But it was between that and my Goodreads Choice Award, where essentially every year, you know how Goodreads has their Choice Award. And between the time that they announce the nominees and then the winners, there's only like 2-3 weeks, which doesn't give you time to read more nominees to decide which one should win. So I give myself a whole year to read as many of them as possible so I can announce my own winner, the ones that, in my opinion, should have won. It's very serious. So these were the main two challenges that was letting you decide which ones you wanted to see this month, and it was pretty tight, but the series won by just a little bit. So I'm starting the month with that challenge. I will probably do like 2-3 books and then switch to the other challenge for another week-ish. I have the shameful little cat jar where I put the challenges when I can't decide which books I want to pick. There are too many. I'm going to put some on the screen so you can see some of the ones that could be picked. I have Jade War, I have The Great Hunt. A lot of them are like fantasy series that I have been neglecting finishing. I've been so good at starting series and so bad at finishing them. That's why it's the challenge this year. I'll probably do it again next year, although I will probably start new series because I want to like get back to reading more fantasy and sci-fi because I've been neglecting them this year for whatever reason. So let's pick the next one I'm going to be reading. I'm pretty nervous because they're all pretty big and terrifying, which is probably why it's taking me so long to actually continue. And by the way, this is probably the last time you're going to see this background for reading vlogs because I'm hoping to be done with the library soon. I don't even want to look. Tell me, what is it? Oh, I can see it through. Millennium 3, so the third book in the Millennium series, which is The Girl That Kicked the Hornet's Nest, which, let me see, speaking of background, my mystery thrillers and my nonfiction are in the other room. Let me grab it. See, these are my mystery thrillers and some nonfictions there. So, there it is. I was worried for a second. So, most reflective book in history. I have it. I was really worried for a second. I'm like, where is it? It's going to be part 1 of the challenge. Trying to find the book. It's a fairly chunky one. Oh, it's written pretty small, so it's almost 600 pages, but I can do this. The first 2 were fairly quick reads. I like book 1 more than book 2, but I'm hopeful that book 3 will change my mind. I know technically there's a continuation of the series, but it's a different author, so I'm considering this the end of the series. So when I finish this, I will have finished in this series, which is great, because some of these other contenders were not the end of a series. They were like book 2 in like multiple book series. So at least there's that. I'm happy. This is book 1. I'm gonna go ahead and start reading that. But first I wanted to thank Established Titles for sponsoring this video. If you don't know, they have a website where you can buy a certificate for yourself, someone else, to be called a lord or lady. So I am now Lady Emily Fox. I own 1 square footage of land in Scotland. I get my unique plot number. It's a really fun last minute gift, and you can use this for endless amount of things, including adding lady or lord to your credit card if you want to. The holidays are approaching, so I'll link all the information down below if you are interested, and you can use the coupon code EmilyFox for an additional 10% off. They're also currently having their Black Friday sale. But it's also a fun way to preserve the forest in Scotland because they've committed to planting a tree all over the world for every order, and they work with global charities like One Tree Planted and Trees for the Future to support global reforestation efforts. They will be keeping the entire woodland free of any other uses except the peaceful enjoyment of it, and the land will be kept protected. The first 200 people that will be signing up will be able to also be neighbors with me, so we can create our own little book kingdom, Books with Emily Fox kingdom. So once again, I'll put all the information down below if you are interested. Hi, I wanted to update you on my progress. I'm almost halfway. Not quite. Damn, I thought I was about halfway. Almost halfway. I have not been reading as much as I was planning. It's taking me a lot longer than I thought it would, but it's okay. I'm enjoying it, but I feel like I'm so scattered brain, and I know it's because like the end of the year is approaching and like I'm really stressed. I'll talk about it in a different video when I have more time. But
I'm enjoying the book, but I keep focusing on the weirdest thing ever. Okay, I think the lighting is better. So I wanted to update you. I put 2 post-its on the most random thing ever, and you're just gonna have to bear with me. This is a review. This is the 3rd book, so I don't really want to like spoil anything. But I just want you to have, how do you say that? Like a inkling, an extract of what it is to be in my brain at the moment. I'm not always like that. But page 93. They're talking about how someone, I'm gonna keep it vague, got their jaw broken. I think they were hit by an axe. Like, but all I can think of is that I've had my jaws broken, and they keep describing his pain as excruciating. And I'm sure it's different because me, it was like a maxillofacial surgeon when I was under that broke both of my jaws to put them in the right position. But I would never describe that pain as excruciating. Again, I'm aware that it's probably really different, but every time I'm like, doubt. Don't get me wrong, it's uncomfortable, but it's mostly that you can't breathe. Again, me, they broke both jaws, right? So like I was so swollen that you can't breathe through your mouth because you're swollen, your jaws are like together. So it's like in between the cracks of your teeth, but I had no cracks. So like I couldn't breathe there, and my nose was so swollen, couldn't breathe through my nose. So basically the worst part of this recovery is the first 4 days because you can't breathe. So it just feels like you're about to die every second, which that's what they tell you on the internet when people are being honest. That's the worst part of having double jaw surgery, is that within the first week, at one point, you think you're not going to make it. If you have to do it, I'm telling you, it's 100% worth it. But the first 4 days, I remember, like the 4th day, I had not slept in 3 days. And that was the worst day for me. Afterwards, things got better. But I was tempted to throw myself down a window because I couldn't breathe. Anyway, so the excruciating pain is just, I'm sure it's painful to get it broken the way it happened for him. But my brain is like, it's not the way I would describe it, because your nerves are like numb. You can't feel your face. I couldn't lick my lips for weeks because it's like the nerve, the muscle in your neck, right? So it just... I told you I'm focusing on the wrong things in this book so far. Also, page 153, I put a post-it because I can't stop laughing about how many blonde people, specifically blonde men, are in this book. And I know Sweden, they're Swedish, right? I know people are blonde there, but it just makes me think, it happened multiple times, like, oh, they're following 2 blonde men. And I'm like, 2? I don't even remember if I've seen a blonde man in the last year. Like, do people past the age of 12 are still blonde naturally? And again, I know that it most likely depends on what country and where in the country you are. I'm sure there are blonde, natural blonde people in Canada, but like where I am, I can't remember the last time I saw someone, specifically a man, that is blonde as an adult. So, yeah, I told you, my brain has been doing its own thing. On that note, tomorrow, I think I'm going to show you, I am almost done with the library. I still have to put the caulking everywhere to hide the fact that nothing was done properly. I could rant about crown molding for the rest of my life because it looked perfect when I would cut it. I would put the 2 pieces together, perfect. And then when I would put it up to the ceiling, nothing was working because nothing is straight. The ceiling, there's the popcorn. We tried to remove some of it, but the bookshelves are not straight because the floor is not straight. The wood that we put is not straight. The ceiling is crooked. It's different height depending on where you are in the room. I am stressed because of that. But tomorrow, I'll try to record some of it. I'm going to finish cleaning up because even though I haven't put the caulking, it looks somewhat finished. So I can start moving things in there and do my reorganizing my bookshelf really soon. I'm so excited. My life has been so chaotic. I think that explained the brain weirdness because I thought my books would be in my bedroom for 2 weeks, and it's been, what, like 2 months? So yes, I'm going to clean up everything, and then I'm going to bring the chair that is in my living room right now in that room to start record on there until I get the chair I ordered a month and a half ago. So yeah, that's the very helpful update. So On that note, hopefully I'll start focusing on the actual story, because it's not bad right now. It's just taking, it's the continuation. I feel like things were really chaotic at the end of book 2, and now we're like trying to catch up, and it's becoming very much like a conspiracy with like spies and everything, and I'm like, I don't read books like that ever. So it kind of works because I have nothing to compare it to. But I don't think this book is going to be better than book 1. Book 2 was also not better than book 1, so I still am enjoying it, but I'm glad it's the last book because I don't know how much longer it could take the main male character. He hasn't had sex with anyone yet. This is weird for him. I'm waiting for it. It's going to happen. So, yeah, I'll see you tomorrow.
Filming myself doing this was the way to hold myself accountable. You can see I'm very excited to clean up everything. After fighting for my life with the crown molding, I don't really want to be in this room, so I put Naughty Book on and then got to cleaning, emptied all the nails and everything we had left on the shelves over time, cleaned up everything, and then I started washing every shelf. I basically just pushed all the dust on the floor because I knew I would have to sweep everything by the end, so it didn't really matter. So I did just that, wash them properly so that way my books will be all okay when I put them back on there, hopefully within the next week. I'm really excited to just be done. You can see like there's a crack behind the bookshelves, by the way. That's just meant for the backing because the Billy bookshelves are meant to be against the wall. I debated filling them in or not, and frankly, I tried a little bit and it looked worse, so I just decided I'm gonna just do what I can, and then in a couple weeks, I'll reassess if I want to do more. So yeah, I cleaned up everything. It looks great now, and I can't wait to be unofficially done.
So this is the unofficial, not quite finished. You can see still, I need the caulking. Look at that corner. We're not going to talk about that corner. But it's somewhat done. I need to put caulking and retouch the paint on both sides, really. But I'll be able to bring the chair. Actually, I should do that right now. Okay. I'll be able to start recording in this room. It's not perfect. I'm kind of afraid to do like a room tour, even though I'm nowhere near finished because I need to buy drapes and like finish knickknacks and stuff, but good enough to start filming in here. But we're not going to do close up, and we're not going to talk about the caulking. So it's not going to happen. I'm not strong enough to bring this chair upstairs. My stairs are like really angly too, so I need help. So, end of the day. Good morning. It's like 7 o'clock, and for some reason it is so dark outside. I don't know how people are doing with the whole time change thing, but I'm not doing well this year. It's been affecting me. I'm a morning person. I will wake up at like 5 or 6 in the morning all year long, naturally. And the change of time has been bad because it's dark all the time now. Like, you can tell, like, it is dark, you know, all the time. It's raining. It's not helping. But I started waking up at like 4 in the morning because of the change of time. This is not good. Anyway, I have some other very important observation with this one. Actually, let me remove my retainer. There you go. There's less of a risk of me not being able to pronounce anything. But I wanted to update you on the book. Things are progressing nicely. I've been trying to spend as much time as possible reading, as much as I can, because I was really hoping I could finish this in a week. And I think I may have underestimated how big this thing was. Like, look how small the writing is. It's like 560 something pages. So like it's a big one. It's just deceptively thin looking. It doesn't look that big, but it is. I'm enjoying it still. I feel like I don't read a ton of books where it's like journalist investigation. Like, I know like police is definitely a thing, although I don't really read those. I grew up reading a ton of them, so I kind of feel, I think as an adult, the cop talk just doesn't work for me, but I'm open to trying some. But this one, the whole journalist thing, definitely working for me. I said I had one more silly observation, so we're just going to go for it. There's one group of people that are called SSI, no, the SIS. And every time I say sis in my head, and I can't stop laughing because like, it's like police people, it's serious people. And I'm like, sis, every time. Anyway, we're back to actual commenting now. I hate the relationship that was added in here. I don't know if you've heard me mention this. I don't know if I said it in this video, but I feel like this author, I don't know how I feel about him because he handles very serious topics. Like book one, there's like trafficking, and there are some grape scenes, and I don't feel like they're sexualized. And I feel like overall he's handling these topic well, but like it's still pretty graphic, like trigger warning, obviously. But I really enjoy the story, and the main character is just a little bit of a fool. Like he's sleeping with everyone. Like it feels like, is it wish fulfillment? Like it sounds like that. Like he's sleeping with every female character. So like the balance of everything is just strange. I don't know how I feel about the author. But yes, there's a new relationship in here. And it makes me cringe so badly. Like why? No. She's like a really tall woman. She's over 6 feet tall, and she's very muscular. She was like an Olympian, like, you know, and he's into it, which is cool. But their conversations make me cringe so badly. Like she's really badly written, in my opinion. Like I don't feel like his other female characters were this bad. But like, for example, at page, well, in my edition, 338, she's like, I'll take my chances. Now, are you going to come quietly, or do you have to handcuff you? She's a police officer. And I'm like, oh, okay, we're going there now. And then the next one, this is the worst one, okay? Prepare yourself for the cringe, because I get secondhand embarrassment really easily, and this about killed me. I can't even say that out loud. Okay. Maybe you weren't aware of this, though I doubt that. But you give off the most incredible sexual vibrations. Who on earth do you think can resist that? You're very kind, but I'm not that sexy. And I don't have sex that often either. You amaze me. What is that? And like, this is the worst dialogue I've seen from him. Like, I don't feel like his other books had that. So I don't understand what happened. Why are you doing this to us? Like, we were going just fine, and then you write this. Like, why would you do that to me? Other than that, there's another one. Like, she's just being weird, like very overly attached to him out of nowhere. And like, it goes like that. She's basically saying again, like, but you're the most interesting person I've met in a long time. It's as if our relationship took off. Like, she's so invested so quickly. I just weird vibes that, again, I didn't get with his other relationships with other female characters. So that's the one big negative I have about the book, which, considering this is such a small part of the book, it's fine. I do feel like some sections were tougher to read in the sense that they were quite slow paced. Oh, the cat is here, the black cat. I don't think she's gonna, she never comes lately. No, she left. I'm sorry, I tried. Anyway, I don't feel like his other books were that cringy. So that's my only issue. There are some sections that were like quite heavy to read because it's very like politics and like spies, which I've never really been a big like spy person, but I really enjoy the revenge portion, and I enjoy the whole investigation journalist part, which again, it's just very different from everything I've read. So yes, so far so good, but I have quite a bit left to read, and I don't have that much time left, so I'm gonna really try. But I'm thinking worst case scenario, early next week, because I'm doing it the week of the reading vlog for the series, I'll finish that, then pick something else. It's just that I realized that, what is it called? Brandon Sanderson, The Lost Metal, the last book in the second series of the Mistborn world, is coming out. I believe it's on November 15th. So I don't know when I will get it, but it ends up in the middle of my second week. So I kind of want to read that. And it would be finishing a series. It's just, I don't know when I will receive it. So if I get it early and I'm not enjoying whatever book I pick after, I don't know why I'm thinking that far ahead. I shouldn't, but yes, I'm going to attempt to continue this. I don't think I'm going to have time to finish it. I'm going to try. And overall, I'm enjoying it. Just the cringe is killing me slightly, a lot. So I clearly won't have time to finish the book tonight. I have to edit it tomorrow morning because I have too many things to do. I won't be able to continue reading before the video goes up. So I guess I'll finish it next week.